In today's demo video, we're going to cover self-service provisioning of just like a single instance. One of the things we hear from our customers on a very regular basis is it takes far too long to get people the resources they need, anywhere from a matter of days to weeks to even months in some cases. The point of Morpheus being to automate that process and get people the application they need within a matter of minutes. So the way we do that here within Morpheus is I come through and go to the provisioning page. Click Add, and I can scroll through this list of instances that are available to my role. So in this case, I'm just going to select Tomcat because it gives me a good cross section of what's available across multiple environments. So I'll pick it. I'm going to put this in my demo group, and then I'm going to provision one out on AWS. I've got a bunch of different options here. I can do some vCenter instances. I can do Azure, AWS, GCP, SoftLayer, OpenStack on-prem, really kind of whatever you want. But in this case, we'll do AWS. I've got a naming convention here, setting a variable-based name so I can have that match my corporate standard. I'm going to tag it for my demo environment. And then I'm going to choose what I want to do with this. So I can do a JDK 8 environment. In this case, I'm going to do an Amazon Tomcat instance instead of doing Docker. What we're going to do is we're going to lay down a Linux OS here, provision a Linux AMI within AWS, and then actually run some scripts on top of that to go install Tomcat and make it ready for use. So in this case, I can choose my provisioning size. We're going to go T2 small. It's just a little VM we've got going here on IaaS instance out on EC2. I'm getting some cost information here, $22, roughly $22.60 a month. If I look through this, I can see cost comparison across other clouds. I can see that GCP is a little bit cheaper. I've got some VMware environments here as well that are just barely cheaper. We do this all dynamically. So if I change this to say 50 gigs of space, I can see my cost update across everything. I'm going to put this in my demo network on AWS, and I'm going to attach this to just a default security group. So I'm logged in as an admin into Morpheus, so I have a lot of different options. So I can do things like expose additional ports in this, so I can attach it to a load balancer. I can add my user or any additional users I want to this. It supports everything from, of course, standard users on Linux and Windows, SSH keys, and that kind of stuff on the Linux side. DNS options, so I can go add this directly into a DNS service. So create an A record, create a pointer record for it. If it's a Windows box, we can even join it directly to AD. Here I've got some advanced options turned on. In this case, I can apply a specific IAM profile. I can set a certain time zone if I've got people using this in a different time zone. Metadata, key value tags, simple stuff there. And then environment variables. These are OS level environment variables. So kind of final step here is really around workflow provisioning. So Morpheus supports a lot of native scripting language, of course, Bash and PowerShell and simple stuff like that. And we get into JavaScript and some higher level languages, as well as a full integration into Ansible, Chef, Puppet, and Salt. So what you've already built out there or have sitting over in a Git repository, we can pull in and execute as part of a workflow provisioning process. This can be built into the overall catalog item so users don't see or have the option to run that workflow. But in this case, we're leaving it on here just to show what it looks like. Tomcat also supports deployments through Morpheus. So in this case, I can go lay down possibly like a little WAR file on this, pick the version I need. It's going to pull it out of my deployment library or out of a Git repository if we're talking more code-based deploys. I can apply some Catalina options if I need to there as well. Last little bit here around load balancing. So I can go put this behind one of my load balancers. I pick on F5 a lot because we've got a really nice integration with those guys. So I can go set up what I need, create a new VIP here. For the purpose of this demo, I'll switch that off because we don't really need it. Again, auto scaling, we're going to do horizontal scaling here within Morpheus. So we'll be able to set up scaling across multiple clouds. So this one's done in AWS, but if I wanted, I could scale that back on-prem into VMware, scale it over to GCP and Azure, that kind of stuff. Backups can be set up at the outset here as well. So no backup to this point. Since this is an AWS, I can create an Amazon EBS snapshot style backup if I want there. That's what's turned on within my demo environment here. Lifecycle management. So this is something we use quite heavily across dev and test environments. So I can apply a power schedule to this so it shuts it down at night and brings it up in the morning. and saves me a little bit of cloud cost out there. We also have the concept of VM leasing built right in, and this is all set by policy. Mine is set up as user overridable, so I can shut this down tomorrow and it'll be deleted in 2 days. I can go and change that if I want it to be deleted tomorrow as well. So works quite well there. Summary page of what it's going to be, how much it's going to cost. Hit complete, and we're off to the races. So it's you can see that it's provisioning and preparing resources out in AWS. Take about 2 minutes to get a Tomcat machine up and going out there. So quite performant, and takes that provisioning time down and automates all those manual processes. Stay tuned, 'cause we'll keep doing some demo videos across other functions of the platform. Thanks for watching.